Shalom, family. Shalom to everybody in the chat. We're going to talk about the labor force and how the U.S. media is not being real with the public about what's going on. It's bad. It's really, really bad. And what they don't realize, ladies and gentlemen, is you ain't going to get America back with a bunch of low wage paying jobs. You are not going to get it back. Even if you filled every single one of these low wage jobs, it is not going to bring America's economy back. Those salaries aren't big enough to do that. So you got a combination of several things going on. Number one, you got the baby boomers that are retiring at record numbers. You know, they see all this stuff going on. They don't want to be out here working anymore. And many of them are retiring at record numbers. Then you also got women with children. And maybe the husband and wife were both working. Now that wife is electing to say, stay home and raise her kids. So you got this big influx of women leaving the workforce on top of the people that are retiring. And then you got out here all of these low wage jobs that they cannot fill. So it is an economic mess going on in America right now. It is far worse than anything they are telling you. So that being said, we're going to get into this article, and I want to thank Adrian Thomas for this article. And it really feeds into a lot of things that I have told you before in my prior videos. So, no, economically, things are bad for America. America's in horrible shape. And at the rate that things are going right now, I don't think, we all know it's not coming back. Their 400 years are up and they just won't accept the fact that nobody want their asses in charge anymore. So we got that going on too. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Please give me a 1 if you can see the screen. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. All right. So this is Reuters. And U.S. labor market worse than it appears, Fed paper suggests. So this story just came out, I think about a day ago. Yeah, June 1st, 2021. U.S. labor force, it is just, it is beyond anything you've ever heard. All right, so the U.S. labor market signals a conflicting to unprecedented degree, but those suggesting labor market slack should be given more weight than those pointing to tightness, according to a paper published Monday by the San Francisco Federal Reserve Bank. The paper looked at 26 labor market measures that typically move in tandem and found that during the current recovery, they are giving wildly divergent signals about the health of the job market. The job opening rates, for instance, suggest the job market is much tighter than the unemployment rate. The labor force participation rates points to much more slack than detected in the unemployment rate. Because the pandemic has forced so many people out of the workforce, negative signals such as the low labor force participation rate provides a better read than to do the positive signals. the researchers argued. Overall, our findings revealed that the labor market situation is worse than some headline numbers suggest. The U.S. central bankers are debating how tight the U.S. labor market has become amid widespread reports from employers about hiring difficulties, even as the economy still has 8 million fewer people working than before the pandemic. And y'all also remember a lot of the jobs that were lost in March 2020 are never coming back. So many people have zero job to go back to at this point. Their jobs are gone, and that is permanent. The question matters because the Fed said it could start reducing its support for the economy once inflation and the labor market have made substantial further progress. Further, the Fed's goal is 2% inflation and maximum employment. It hasn't, however, laid out exactly how it will measure that progress. The U.S. unemployment rate was 6.1% in April, and a reading from May is due out on Friday, this coming Friday. So, ladies and gentlemen, they are admitting things are really bad, really bad. And if the labor, everything is like a domino effect. All right. So think about this. If your job labor market is poor, then how are you going to get people with money, enough money to jumpstart the economy? You won't. You won't. And you sure won't on low wages. You're not going to jumpstart the economy. And see, at this point, this is where your politicians, if they were worth something, which we know they're not, this is where they need to come together and come up with strategies to get the economy jump started. They are sitting there doing nothing. In fact, the fact that they're pulling the $300 benefit from everybody, I think 25 states have so far. So that's half of the country are not giving that $300. They're going to create a homeless situation by doing that. You just watch and keep your eye on everything. They are going to create a homeless situation in this country by doing that. Okay? That's all they're going to do. And even if people say, okay, I'll give up the $300 and go back to work, what are they going back to? $11 an hour? $14 an hour? And they got kids? They got a family? That's not gonna suffice. So as long as they keep sitting there expecting everybody to run out after these jobs, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And these jobs are all complaining because they're not even getting applicants. Some of them, because even some around me, like these hotels and restaurants around here, they're saying not one living soul is coming in to even fill out an application. So nobody's even filling out the applications. And I'm looking at the signs here. I see wages as low as $11. I see some wages, $14, $15. I mean, that might be fine. Maybe you can get a couple of teenagers out there to get those jobs. But man, I'm just telling you, most people, they said the average rent is over $1,000 or more. You can't make it on that. Those wages, you can't make it on. And just look at the states where they pulled the $300 and watch the homeless rate go up in those states. I'm just telling you, I know what's going to happen. It's not going to have the effect that you think. See, they think by pulling it, it is now going to force the hand of people to go out here and run for the low wages job. And I'm telling you, it is going to implode on them. and people are going to be not able to pay their rent. People are not going to be able to buy food. These food lines are going to explode, and people are going to be on the street homeless. That's what these governors are creating. And once again, I'm just telling you, this proves right here without a shadow of a doubt, these folks do not know how to run things when the going gets tough. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Well, it's, Sister Knit and more, it's about to get more extreme. Okay, it's going to get more extreme. And all of the people that are cheering this on, I mean, yeah, go ahead and cheer it on, but are you going to help these people when they can't make it? No, you ain't going to be nowhere to be found, just sitting around running your mouth. This is not the solution. The solution, in my opinion, is getting on these business owners that have collected all kinds of money from the government and make sure they raise the wages up where people can live on it. And if they don't want to do that, then make them return back all the money they done took. I know how to handle it. I know what to do. And now you're dealing with this situation with them pulling the $300, and you got inflation going on in the country. I mean, I know many of you have been to the supermarket or at least looked at the prices online. Even if you're using Instacart, you see how much the food has gone up, and gas prices are up, and they're going to be way up when we get to July and August. So, like I said, I don't know what they're going to do, but they are definitely putting people in a bad situation, and they don't want to give you stimulus on a monthly basis. They want to do this like every quarter, which is no good at all. Now, what? Once every quarter we get a stimulus check? I mean, what a joke. Yeah, Shawnette, you know what? They raised the electricity in my state too. I think it's been raised all over. Everybody is paying more for electricity, utilities. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Joe, yeah, the Dr. Carpy. Yeah, a lot of rich people in this country got away with paying no taxes for a long time. Now, Biden is claiming he's going to make them pay, but, that's all lip service until you see it happen. No, but see what they're, Devin, I'm so glad you wrote that. They don't care about the safety and well-being of others, not even their own. You're right about that, because if you start taking that money, crime is going to also go up. People are going to be getting robbed out here. Folks are going to get their homes broken into because people are going to be desperate for food and desperate for whatever they can take a value of yours and sell it. They're actually making America, even not, as if America was not dangerous enough, they're making it more dangerous. And that's exactly what's going to go up. People are going to start stealing to survive. That's what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So they're making the living situation even more dangerous in the country, in my opinion. Yeah. You know how people are when they feel desperate, they're going to start breaking into homes. It's going to be, home robberies are going to be going up. And you know how people are. They'll just watch your home and wait for you and your family to leave. And then next thing you know, you'll come home and you'll get robbed. That happened to one of my cousins years ago. That happened to him. And that was back during the other recession back in 2007, 2008. One of my cousins lost everything. The people came and, after him and his wife, who I'm really good friends with, left for work. Somebody brought a moving van and took all of their furniture while they were at work. When they came home, their house was empty. And that was during the last recession, y'all. That was the last recession. They robbed everything out of their house, took everything. Everything. So, yeah, and he was so upset. I don't think I ever in my whole life seen my cousin break down. But when that happened, he actually broke down. He couldn't believe somebody did that, but somebody did. And we think it was somebody that he knew really well that did that to him, but never found out who did it. So y'all, that's all I wanted to let you know. That I think that was a really good article. At least it's one of the few that's being honest about how things are out here, because you sure can't rely on mainstream media. They want to tell you everything is getting better. Everything is not getting better. And let me tell you, it's going to get worse. Think about it. All of these governors have pulled the $300, and we're getting ready to go into a summer filled with shortages, okay, and not enough jobs to go around in the economy. So it's still going to be a lot of people without jobs, even when we hit July and August. So it is not going to be the fun summer that they're trying to describe to you. It's not going to be that way for many people in America. And all your mainstream news is going to do is put on some fake out happy face and tell you everything is great. That's all they're going to do. And y'all, I went and did a little more digging about the recycle driver shortage. They said it's nationwide. So if you haven't seen it yet, you will be seeing it soon in your area. They said there is a shortage on drivers nationwide. So they're pretty much telling us they don't know when they're going to be able to get around to us. So, we're just going to have to make some decisions. I don't want all this recyclables all around the house for weeks and weeks and weeks. So if they can't make it around here, I'm just going to throw the shit in regular trash. I mean, until you give me a solution, I got to come up with my own. Okay. I'm not going to have bags and cans of recyclables all the way around the house. I'm not going to have that, or piled up on the side of the house. But so you're going to have to decide what you're going to do, because they can't seem to get around to us anymore. And I have a feeling this is the way it's going to be all summer, but they just won't tell us. But I have a feeling we're going to see a pile up of this, and even possibly trash when summer comes. And can you imagine these 90 and 100-degree days, and you got all this shit that's going to smell like crap? It's going to smell like crap out here. But we'll do what we need to do to make it. Remember, his children will eat when the rest of the world will starve. Right there in the scriptures. So everybody, please enjoy the rest of your day. Wherever you are in this country, stay safe and just be aware of your surroundings, for real. Love you, family. Shalom.